what is life like with a full self-driving vehicle? So this is a Tesla Model 3. And you can see there we have the latest hardware and software for the Tesla Model 3 full self-driving. Now, this does have the new hardware 4, and it does have the latest AI built in to this latest software for the full self-driving. And you can see there, and let's see, software, we're at, let's see which software, full self-driving, software version 12.5.4.2. So we're just gonna sit back, relax. You can see my foot are back here. I do have it sometime closer to the pedal when we're doing some tight cornering or turns, but so far just in grid lock, coming back from all the traffic, people getting off work right now, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, you can see it's very smooth and it's very relaxing, especially after a long day, whatever you're doing, whether work. And then if it notice that you're holding an object, this camera up here, it will start blinking at you. But if you hold the camera right below this rear mirror, just like that, and then just look directly ahead, what I figure out is that this camera actually can see through your sunglasses as well. So if you're closing your eyes, it can detect that. It can detect that you're not paying attention or you're falling asleep, and it'll start beeping, and it basically will pull over or slow down to a complete stop for the hazard light on. So you don't want that happening. You also get penalized if you don't react in time when it asks you to put your hands back on the steering wheel. So you can see there, when I place my camera down here right below this mirror, this camera cannot see. The newer Highland Model 3, they positioned this actually lower so the camera can actually see where your hands are at, whether it's on the steering wheel or not. I have a feeling Tesla will probably add a interior camera facing forward, not just backward, in the future, just to have a visualization of where your hands are located at. But in the future, you actually don't need to put your hands on the steering wheel anymore. Right now, it does require driver's awareness and attention because it is still in a beta phase. So until it's regulated, then in the future, you don't technically have to be in this driver's seat anymore, especially with the Tesla taxi coming out in the near future. So the visualization is pretty great. You can see there, you can see vehicles even in this lower Model 3. You can actually see that United States Postal Service van as well. So, and I'm not sure how it's able to see vehicle in front of this vehicle, which is the SUV. So it's using some AI technology, so when it sees a vehicle on the left or right coming across the intersection there, it will detect it, basically the flow of it. There's a bus coming around the corner, and it detects that as a bus as well. So great job being able to see the vehicle as it is, and the light transition works really well. You can see there a couple guys actually one guy selling stuff there, that also is detected on the screen. So again, it will remind you and nag you when it notices that your hand is in a different position from that camera, that is. So if I'm just sitting like this with the camera underneath the actual rear mirror, it's not gonna nag me for quite some time, as long as I'm looking forward ahead. So that's how it works. And from a passenger perspective, this is what it looks like. There's a car parked illegally, double park, actually moved to the side there. So that's very smart. Very smart. So you can get a perspective of what it feels like. And you really have to trust the system, but also be ready to take action in case if it doesn't detect a vehicle that is doing some weird maneuver. And that rarely happens, but it can happen. For example, if two vehicles in front of you are trying to get into that same lane, then it will get a little confused or try to avoid it by slowing down significantly. Right now it's on auto speed, so it adjusts the speed based on realistic travel flow of traffic, that is. So there's some construction there, and recently it's been slowing down for emergency vehicle. So when it sees an emergency vehicle, it does slow down. So it's doing this lane change on its own. I'm not doing anything. It's gonna make a right soon in about 0.2 miles to the supercharger. So we can get some juice here. There's a vehicle pulling from the right side up, making a right turn. It gave it enough space. In previous version, like many version before the 12, the full self-driving will try to center itself in the lane. So it knows to stay further to the left now, especially when it's going around big rigs, for example. But it's doing pretty well, staying off the bike lane and centering itself. So pretty awesome technology. Very relaxing, especially after a long day. Again, if you're interested in this, it does have a trial version right now. If you happen to purchase a Tesla vehicle, this will come standard as a trial version, and you can test it out. And Tesla has lowered the price for FSD. You do get full self-driving, which is adaptive cruise control with steering. So that's something other manufacturers don't have. So I'm holding camera to seize it again, so I gotta wiggle the steering wheel. But earlier when I have it up here, it won't do that. It's gonna make it right here. There's the red light. Let's see how it does. There's a pedestrian right there. Is it gonna pass it? So I see the pedestrian. It's not gonna go. So it could have gone, but it didn't. So after the pedestrian passes, let's see if it's gonna move up. Yep, it's moving up. Okay, don't hit the curve. Don't hit the curve. Don't hit the curve. A little tricky there. Alright, red light's coming up. It's on the railroad track. But this is actually a lane, so we should be fine. I hope. We're in the train tracks. Let's see if we recognize the train tracks versus lane. Okay, good. It did not assume the train tracks was the actual lane. Very smart. Alright, we're gonna come up on this curve here. And we should be coming up to the supercharger soon. About 0.4 miles. But yeah, so it did pretty well with all that was going on there. The pedestrian, the train tracks. It got slightly confused, but it figured itself out within a second. So here's a bunch of other cones. They're just fine. So these are permanent cones for this hospital here. I think those are more barriers than cones, but it's doing just fine. Cruising through this downtown. This car is slightly out the lane, so I did try to brake a little bit there, but it moved a little bit to the left to get around it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Here's a dip. Will it slow down for that? Oops, I accidentally canceled by wiggling the steering wheel too much. So it did slightly slow down for that bump, but here's another bump. Let's see. Here's another dip. Nope, didn't slow down for that one. but the speed limit is very slow. And all this flashing light up here is not confusing it at all. Oop, it confused it right there. It actually slowed down. Not sure why it did that. I think probably because that Tesla, it looks like it's about to turn. Let me see. So one lane. 75. First 30 minutes. First hour grace period is free. So at least I can charge for free for 1 hour. Alright, this is my... Okay, so let's go in here and find the charger. So if you're interested in Tesla, check out link in the description of this video. Hopefully you find this video helpful and help you guys decide to make the purchase of a Tesla. Use a referral code. There's federal credit right now, $7,500 off, $7,500 plus inventory. So when you scroll down all the way to the bottom, check out the inventory, up to $5,000 off on some of this vehicle, and plus the referral up to $1,000, $500 or $1,000. Catch you all next time.